starts now.
All right, happy Thursday, everybody. It's great to have you with us on our First Alert 6 streaming. I'm Marin Hartley.
I'm Cerise Coleman with meteorologist Jared Lansford, senior chief meteorologist Rusty Lord. We are warmer this morning for people who weren't quite ready for those 40s. Getting a break.
Yeah, air doesn't sting quite as much this morning, so that's good. You won't need the jacket quite as long if you even need it at all. We're in the 50s right now, so that's a far cry from those 40s we had yesterday, and you'll notice the difference when you step out. So that's the biggest story that'll greet you right when you go out the door. We have some clouds that developed overnight. You can see there's a good amount of sunlight getting through those. So what happens is that we just haven't seen any showers or even any sprinkles develop from these. So pretty much a non-factor. They just held our temperatures up overnight, 56 degrees, pretty low dew point of 44. Those clouds, if they weren't there, our temperature would have dropped quite a bit last night. Didn't do so. So we're in the mid 50s. And this is our starting point for a day that turns into one that's a little bit warmer by the afternoon. So a lot of 50s on the map, lone 40 at Carroll right now off to the northeast. And compared to yesterday, about 5 degrees warmer in Plattsmouth, but some places are nearly 20 degrees warmer than at 7 o'clock yesterday morning. So like I said, that's a noticeable difference and a little bit of a southeast wind to thank for that. And that will pick up over the course of the day. You'll notice the gusts by late morning get up near 25. I think they kind of bounce up near that most of the afternoon. But again, I'm just showing you every hour. In between some of these, don't be surprised if you get up near 30 miles per hour for a wind gust or two. There's the clouds that are moving through. Pretty harmless, not doing much. I'm keeping an eye on the radar. Not even a sprinkle out there to be found. That's just a little moisture in those clouds, but not much to it. So these will be moving through, not causing much of an issue. By noon, we're getting more breaks, upper 60s to right around 70. By 2 o'clock, we're about 73. And then heading through the afternoon, I think we can get to about 75 for the afternoon high today. And that would be a little bit warmer than the last couple of days. Warmest day of the week thus far. And you can see clouds fill back in tonight. So that could lead to a few more showers after midnight, especially near and east of the river. And you can see how a couple of those are popping up. Might even turn into a few rumbles of thunder. So Red Oak, Shenandoah, Clarinda, points southeast. Could have a couple rumbles of thunder overnight. By 5 o'clock, though, most are almost out of the area. And then we'll clear it out pretty quickly for Friday. How quickly the clouds move out will impact just how much we can warm over the course of the day. And I think we can probably get to about 78 for the high on Friday, and then a cooler 73 on Saturday with more clouds and a couple of stray showers around the area. So pretty good fall stuff there. Still a little bit above average for this time of year.
All right, yeah, a little bit warmer, but a heads up to Sunday's forecast.
Yeah, that's the one. There's a lot of changes on Sunday, and that'll be the day. If you remember back to this past Sunday, we had some on and off showers. It was warm in the 80s, pretty blustery as well. It's shaping up to be pretty similar. You got some gusts by the afternoon on Sunday that out of the south could go 30 to 35, maybe even as high as 40 miles per hour. So a windy Sunday. Potential there for a little bit of rain and thunderstorm activity. This is look at rainfall potential over the next 5 days. It gets you all the way through Sunday's rain chance and into Monday as well. But best odds are probably to the southeast of the metro for anything to add up more than maybe a tenth of an inch. But we'll keep an eye out because of some thunderstorm potential on Sunday with this. So right now, chances low at 30%. Could have a few in the morning. And then again in the evening, in between, we get a chance to warm to about 82 with some wind. And then we cool it off. It will not be a soggy Monday the way it looks now, not like last week. But there's increasing rain potential for Tuesday into Wednesday now, trying to keep us a little bit cooler. So a few more 60s on the map for next week. Feeling a little bit more like fall over the course of next week as well. Things overall trending a little closer to where they should be.
Yeah. Okay.
I was surprised to see those 60s.
Yeah, I know. We got a few more on the map. Monday and Tuesday are trending cooler, so watch that to see if that continues.
All right. Let's get a check of that morning commute right now. You're taking us to I-80 where you say things are going like this.
Yeah, they're trending the wrong direction speed-wise. It is not moving real well.
Okay.
And I've been kind of trying to work to find out exactly why. The full transparency, we have these the access to the NDOT cameras.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, right where the slowdown starts, those cameras aren't working right now. So
that doesn't help you.
So that doesn't help. So working to trying to figure out the reason. But what I can tell you is as you're trying to make your way to that 680 interchange, this is what you're looking at. And notice how things are backed up all the way to the edge of the screen. that's not good for you for your morning drive. It's not moving along very well. I will say there's a little more motion going here. This was kind of stopped about 5 to 10 minutes ago, so maybe a sign of whatever the issue was, maybe starting to free up, but it's right there in the 680 interchange. Notice where that red and orange meets? That's where our problem is. So you can see the delays that stretch all the way back to a little past the 84th exit is where you're looking at things really starting to check up. Be ready for that. It's also impacting traffic that's coming in southbound on 680. Thankfully, those backups not too far at this point, but I will be watching that closely. Of course, this is not all that far away from where we normally have our slowdowns, which ironically don't look as bad as normal, right around the Q area. So maybe we've seen a little bit of a traffic change in that construction zone, and maybe that's part of the reason we're looking at some of these issues. Regardless, be ready for it to be quite slow as you head into that interchange. Maybe you're avoiding I-80 entirely because you've just gotten sick of me talking about it and you say, I'm just not going to be concerned about it at all. Well, you do still have some delays on L Street. That's your alternate route that we've been talking about. There is a little bit of some construction that's still in place there. It is slow between 60th and 72nd. So be ready for that if you are using that route this morning. Now, we've been talking through the morning as well about some work that's been lingering from overnight on Dodge. That work has wrapped up at this point now, but you could see some of the delays as that started to build with that being in place. Those delays still on eastbound Dodge around 168th or so. So be ready for it to be kind of slow as you're heading in that direction. So not the ideal start for the commute in a couple of our big roads, but hopefully we can avoid any kind of bigger problems.
Yeah. All right, Jared, we know you're on top of it. Keep us updated. Thank you. Well, officials in Blair say a 12-year-old boy is in the hospital this morning after a pickup truck hit him while he was on a motorized scooter. The crash happened just before 6 last night near 16th and Park. A city official says the boy was awake and alert, though he did suffer serious injuries. We are told the driver stopped. That driver was cited for failing to yield, causing injury. They have since been released. Well, a sister, caring aunt, and an advocate for children. Those are just some ways the family is describing a woman who was shot and killed in Omaha over the weekend.
Police found 27-year-old Desiree Morrell in the parking lot of Kelly's Liquor near 30th and Pinckney, suffering from a gunshot wound. She later died from her injuries. Her sisters call her Ray, and they say whoever is responsible doesn't realize what they've done to this family.
I am literally broken to pieces. Like, I never,
It's hard.
I never experienced anything like this. She was my best friend, you know. It's very hard.
She would be willing to give her last to anybody, especially when it came to the kids. She had no kids of her own, but I have kids, and she was like second mom to them.
Well, the family is taking donations at Good Shepherd Funeral Home that's in Omaha.
All right, we are at the safety desk right now with Maria Cade. We know sleep is important for kids, but there is also a risk that comes along with sleep.
Yeah, especially for babies. When they're unsafe sleep environments, it's actually one of the leading causes of death for young kids here in America. And experts say that there are 3 simple things that people can do to, help reduce that risk, because we don't want that to happen to anybody. So in 2022, there were about 3,700 sudden unexpected infant deaths here in the U.S. And that's why knowing how to keep babies safe is so critical. So to do this, experts recommend the ABCs of safe sleep. Now, A stands for alone. So they say babies should always sleep by themselves in their crib or bassinet. B stands for back. The infant should also be placed flat on their back on a firm surface. And C is for clear. You want to remember that the crib shouldn't have any blankets, toys, bumper pads, any other items in there. They say the mattress should be firm and covered only in a fitted sheet.
Yeah, people always want to have things around the crib. Nope. It may look good, but yeah, that's so true.
Not safe.
All right, Maria Cade, with some great information this morning. Maria, thank you. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back on this Thursday morning. Time now 7:14. Back here at the Weather Center. Really, we're trying to think of things to tell you guys because it's really just going to be a pretty nice forecast for today, and that's with the news alone.
Yeah, quiet fall weather. That's what you want. And
Yep.
all about the only thing that gets in the way today is the wind, if you're all worried about it. So we had some clouds around us, worried about a couple of sprinkles from those. They haven't done much, so pretty quiet in that regard. No surprises for you as you head out. You got some morning clouds, a few sprinkles possible, but so far so good. A warm afternoon today, pretty warm Friday as well. And then by the weekend, Saturday, a little closer to fall. Sunday's a little closer to summer when you look at how things are going to play out. 50s to start off the day. Current temperatures pretty uniform even as you go outside the metro. So again, not a lot to worry about as you head out. You get a nice quiet morning. You need those in the hectic day-to-day routine. You got 10 to 20 degrees warmer than yesterday, so hopefully you don't need the jacket to start off this Thursday. Southeast winds 5 to 10 miles per hour do pick up, easily gusting to 25. But again, I show you every hour just to get you through the day. In between these, there could be some gusts to 30 miles per hour. So first alert to that. Breezy one today. Clouds, they moved in from the southwest overnight. There's a little hint of a shower that popped up in northwest Missouri. So that's about it with these. So you don't have to worry much about rain. The muggy meter will go up a little bit today. By the evening, you might notice a little more humidity by the end of the day, so it could be a little unpleasant if you left the windows open. But overall, the clouds that are out there right now should fade away. 2, 3, 4 o'clock, we get into the mid-70s. Beyond that, the wind kick up a little bit. These are the wind gusts for Sunday. 30 to 35 pretty easily, maybe some 40-mile-per-hour gusts. And that pertains to the best chance of rain that we have in the forecast would be this Sunday morning batch that likely drifts off to the northeast. We get some clearing. It looks a little bit like last Sunday, feels a little bit like last Sunday. Clouds will develop into the evening, and there we could get some thunderstorms by Sunday evening dropping to the southeast. So we'll be watching that closely. And then 69 with the cooler degrees on Monday. Feeling a little more like fall there. Got the one day that's a little closer to summer, I would say, for Sunday.
Yeah, all right. Any sign of that first frost anywhere in your horizon?
Those with flowers, growers, you got the gardens that are still producing a little bit. You go through the 10-day forecast, you got nothing that really stands out, and you can see get into next weekend. Now, just beyond the 10-day forecast, into the early part of next week. There's some hints that models are trying to bring in some cooler air from the north. And if you get a still night with clear skies, we could be dealing with a little frost by then. But overall, I don't think it's a huge problem. Our dew points stay high. We often watch these. If they really tank, that shows you that the temperature can drop as well. But overall, still enough moisture to hold the number up a little bit. And 40s are the coolest we have for a while.
Okay, in the meantime, let's get update again on traffic. Talking about some impacts this morning for drivers.
Yeah, let's talk about another slow stretch, okay?
Okay.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, why not?
While we're here.
Let's go to Dodge.
Okay.
There's another one.
Yeah, this has been sluggish. This has kind of been a road that's had issues all morning. It's had some nighttime work that just kind of stuck around for a little bit, and that has gone away now, but now you have the lingering effects of that. This is right around 168th. We usually at the peak of the commute see this kind of slowdown. We just got a head start on it today. So if you come in from maybe Elkhorn or further to the west, this is what you're going to be coming across at this point in the morning at that area. So be ready for it to be slower than normal. Might take you a little extra time on Dodge than it typically would at this point in the commute. I'll be watching that as the rest of the commute goes underway. This is what it looks like south of Dodge, though, 144th, where we've had lane restrictions. It's a little further to the south where you're looking at the core of those lane restrictions now, one-lane travel as you get around Canopy and then off to the south of that. And we're going to be looking at these lane changes kind of shifting around a little bit between Dodge and Pacific here over the next couple of weeks. So you do still have some lane restrictions that you need to watch for, but it's not quite as immediate this morning at the end of the bridge over Dodge on southbound 144. So watch for that. This is the area where you're going to be looking at lane closures that are in place at times over the next 3 weeks on 144th between Dodge and Pacific, so be ready for that. Also still watching that area on I-80 as you're getting into the 680 interchange. Still pretty slow there. It has improved slightly from what we were seeing about 15-20 minutes ago, but watch that as you're heading into that interchange and just beyond that with some of that construction work. A lot of our other roads are in pretty good shape. JFK looks great, 370 not seeing too much in the way of issues, and hopefully we can hold any of those major problems to a minimum here as the rest of our Thursday morning commute goes.
All right, Jared, thank you very much. In the meantime, encouraging news from the Omaha Police Department. Officer Stephen Mersick is now at home and resting after he was shot at a gas station Monday.
That is good news. Prosecutors, meantime, are building their case against the man accused of pulling the trigger. In court, the defense brought up 36-year-old Shedrick Mills' mental health issues. The Douglas County attorney says they are still investigating those claims.
The information that was released by the Omaha Police Department and a statement made by the family, it is apparent that the defendant is suffering from some serious mental illness, which appears to have significantly contributed to this alleged situation.
To my knowledge, there really isn't any formal mental health history that I'm aware of. Certainly, we're looking at the background to see if this has popped up or been an issue in any prior contacts with the police department.
Mills is scheduled to return to court next month. His bond has been set at $3 million.
Well, still ahead, you'll get a kick out of the latest patient that hopped to the chiropractor.
Plus, to buy or to DIY. Get your Halloween plans ready when we come back. Well, you know that chiropractors specialize in adjusting your spine. In fact, they can adjust about anyone or anything with a backbone.
Yeah, I think Rusty probably can attest to that. For one South Carolina practitioner, that includes working on an animal from the land down under. Oh. It's not exactly what you'd expect to see in the lobby of Cop Animal Chiropractic. A kangaroo and a diaper on a leash. The doctor says she was able to adjust Roo as he hopped to the lobby. He seemed to be hopping a little bit straighter as well. I've never seen that before.
No, me neither.
He did look like he was cooperating 100% there.
Actually, my family is big into raising horses, and there are horse chiropractors to make sure that, especially for horse racing and stuff, to make sure that they're functioning and working the right way. So animal chiropractic's a thing.
That's awesome.
You know.
All right, are you going shopping for October 31st? Well, bring the big bills.
Yeah, Halloween spending is expected to increase significantly this year. Creepy masks, decomposing decorations, and tons of candy could cause shoppers more this Halloween season, according to new data from the National Retail Federation. The NRF recently releasing its annual consumer survey, finding across the nation Halloween spending is expected to reach a record $13.1 billion this year.
That's a whopper.
Billion. That's up $1.5 billion from 2024, Jared, with each person projected to spend about $114.
I'm assuming
Do you
it's
guys
on-
spend a lot on Halloween?
Not really anymore. I don't have any kiddos.
Uh-oh. This one does.
Costumes, decorations, fall treats. I mean, it adds up.
Well, you could
Are
go-
you getting a costume?
I already have 3.
You could just go the day after if you're looking to save some money on the kids.
That's true. I've heard that.
But we do have to get a lot of candy for our neighborhood.
Yeah.
So that,
I have a
that adds up.
The candy.
I have a 4-year-old. We have bought 2 Halloween inflatables for the front yard.
You get it. You get it. Yes.
See, we're contributing to that. All right. Oh, we got to get ready for the Today Show. Our update. You can watch it here over the air.
Have a great start to your Thursday.
Live from WOWT, First Alert 6 starts now.
Good Thursday morning, everybody. It is 7:26. I'm Cerise Cole.
And I'm Erin Hartley. Let's get an update on your traffic conditions with meteorologist Jared Lansford.
Yeah, we've got a few areas that are sluggish. That includes eastbound Dodge. Now, this is normally what it looks like at the peak of the commute near 168th. We had some nighttime work that ran a little long, and so it's slower than it normally would be for eastbound travelers. So if you're coming from Elkhorn Valley, Waterloo, be ready for it to be quite slow and take you more time to get through that stretch. We've also got some delays 144th heading southbound. It's not as immediately right after the bridge near Dodge, but you do have those lane restrictions. And it's also slow, about 680 to 80 interchange off to the south toward Q. Rusty.
Thanks, Jared. And out there right now, we've had some clouds build in, a couple of sprinkles trying to show up from those clouds. You can see a few little specks of green off towards the east here, but those are on the east edge of the viewing area and moving out. So it looks like we're going to avoid any rain or any shower activity from this batch of clouds. 50's out the door right now, so that's about 10 degrees warmer than yesterday, and you'll notice the difference when you step out. South wind today will help prop the number up even more, easily gusting to 25 during the day, maybe up to 30 at times. It should back off some tonight into the early morning hours tomorrow and not really be much of a factor then tomorrow. So today we'll climb up to about 75 for the afternoon high. It's a few degrees warmer than yesterday. This will be the warmest day of the week thus far. And over the next several days, the humidity changes a little bit. Some dips, some peaks and some valleys here, but overall early next week looks pretty comfortable with temperatures and dew points dropping off. Aaron?
Rusty, thank you. Officials in Blair say a 12-year-old boy is in the hospital after a pickup truck hit him while he was on a motorized scooter. The crash happened just before 6 o'clock last night near 16th and Park. City officials say the boy was awake and alert, though he did suffer serious injuries. We're told the driver stopped. They were cited for failing to yield, causing an injury. That person has since been released.
It is 7:28. We're back with another update for you in 25 minutes. We'll see you then.